What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video, your girl is here to bring you my next video in my must-have must-gag series. This is my series I created inspired by Samantha March's Will I Buy It series. I always have her series in the community playlist linked down below, as well as all of the Instagram pages I follow to get all of this makeup knowledge. And lastly, catch the breath. Lastly, I always have all of the items listed and linked down below that I discuss in this video. I've missed last week. I think I only missed 1 week of doing this, and if you are dedicated to watching these videos, you know that's a lot of makeup that I need to catch up on, talk about, etc., etc. So what I'm gonna do is I'm doing my best to fluff out the excess stuff that I really don't care to talk about, but historically I would still talk about just because, you know, it was something new. So I'm really going to try and focus in on all of the new things that I find actually interesting. I am going to just also, I'm scrolling while I'm doing this, so don't mind me. I am just going to also admit that I am not very interested in a lot of stuff. A lot of this stuff is just, you know, it's cute or whatever, but I'm not interested in buying it, and there are a couple of different reasons for that. There are things going on in the career field that are speeding up a little bit, so I really want to focus in on that. I haven't had time to put makeup on like that right now because my actual job has been spicing up, kind of back to normal. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot. I also want to put my money in other aspects of my life. Almost all of my hair products are pretty much at the last round. I'm running out of skincare as well, so like my money needs to go towards skincare and hair products because I'm at a good place on both, that I don't want to go by the wayside because I have X, Y, and Z makeup that I am dying to get because I have to have it because I can't live without it. So I'm gonna do my best to kind of stop me from buying too much, and even if I'm interested in it, I just won't buy it now. I'll probably wait later until there's a little bit more wiggle room where this spending money can actually be spent on that. So that's kind of my little disclaimer going into this video. If you would like to hear my opinions on makeup that is predominantly indie based and how it'll work on somebody of my complexion, then just keep watching. I forgot to say, I did not record this eye look. I did record my last bronzer hunt, which was for this Dior bronzer or powder. That went up yesterday, so if you're interested, check out down below. The eye look, I am testing out my first Alien Cosmetics palette, and this is the Alien Cosmetics Strawberry Milkshake palette. I was very intrigued. I had to have it. It's a lot bigger than I was expecting, if we're being honest, but in a good way, I guess. But I'm testing it out. There are one or two things I don't know about them, and I want to have my full thoughts so I can just wrap up my opinions on this palette when I do my 3 looks. So stay tuned. I'm gonna aim, if at all possible, to get my 3 looks up this week, but I'm not positive that's gonna actually happen. It's probably gonna be next week that I get the 3 looks up. Okay, I think I've blabbered on enough. I've talked about everything under the sun except for makeup, and we're already, you know, like 6 minutes in. So let's go. Is it 6 minutes? No, that's definitely 4. Anyways, MAC is coming out with a new collection, and quite a few people are very interested in it. It's like their florally summer collection. There's not much, honestly, that MAC can come out with that I'm truly going to be interested in. There are interesting lip shades. There's what is that formula again? It's the extra dimension. So it looks like they have an extra dimension highlighter and maybe a blush, which I love my extra dimension blush from MAC. And I think they have a palette, but I don't have a photo of that saved. So yeah, there's that. Either way, I'm going to just flat out pass. I have found that, you know, there are 1 or 2 things from MAC that I think are really good, but overall, they're limited edition collections. They typically don't work on my complexion. They typically look really ashy, and I'm just not here for that anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass. Ulta has started coming out with fresh beauty products. I think there's some other beauty news, so it'll just be splashed throughout because I couldn't be organized. There's way too much to organize today. But yeah, Ulta now has fresh, and I think that's cool. I've only tried fresh once, and I tried their Rose Deep Hydration Toner. I thought it was okay. I wasn't like goo for gaga like everybody else, but I thought it was fine, cool, or whatever. But in case you are really into fresh and you are only purchasing it from Sephora because you know the points, now you can switch and buy it from Ulta with better points and better rewards. Too Faced is coming out with their Hangover Balm Lip Treatments, and typically I don't talk about a lot of Too Faced. It's just not a brand that I align with, but I am talking about it because I have been getting a lot of use out of my Fenty Beauty, what is this called? Slip Shine lipstick. I've been getting so much use out of this because it's just so hydrating, but it gives you a light, nice little tint, and I like it, and so I can foresee this lip balm being a very similar effect on the lips. Granted, it is in like a tube, so you're gonna swipe it onto your lips, so that might be a little different, but other than that, I think if you want something that is barely there, looks very clear and sheeny, this might be something really worth it. It is $23, and I'm sure it's like small as can be, but you know, if you only buy one or two makeup items every so often, I think this would be cool. Is it something that I'm gonna run to get? No, but I will say I went through their Hangover RX primer, and I actually really enjoyed that primer. I thought it was really nice and moisturizing, and it low-key kind of felt like a lotion. So there were times where I was low-key just priming my skin even though I wasn't actually putting makeup on, just over my skincare, and I just really enjoyed how it set everything together, and it felt nice. So I will say that is one of my favorite lines from the brand. From an indie brand called Zamalawa Official, they're collaborating with Glam Shop to come out with a collection of 2 eyeshadow palettes. One looks to be all matte shades, the other looks to be all shimmers, and there are 3 liners as well. I think that this is going to be probably popular just because it has Glam Shop's name on it, and a lot of people really love Glam Shop's shimmer formulation. I don't think there's anything special looking at the colors of this. That said, I have seen quite a few YouTubers here really raving about their metallic and shimmer formula. I have yet to try them, and honestly I probably never will, just because of the way that they formulate their palettes. I don't like an all shimmer palette. I have 1 or 2. I don't need to buy any more, and I'm not particularly in love with all matte palettes. I have a couple. I don't need any more. So this is going to be an easy pass for me. And yeah, I think cool. Oh, you know, that's the person's name. I'm so sorry. I butchered her name. I think her name is Zamalawana. I think it is, but she's a makeup artist. So she's collaborating with Glam Shop. Okay. But yeah, either way, it's just not something for me. So it's going to be an easy pass for me. So, this is the Morphe 2 one, right? Yeah, Morphe 2 came out with Quad Goals multi palettes, and these are palettes where you have an eye product, a cheek product, a lip product, and a sparkle. This is not something that I am interested in. It's not being marketed towards me. I'm too old to be marketed towards this brand. It's not for me. It's for the people who watch TikTok. I don't watch TikTok. I don't have a TikTok. I don't get TikTok. So this is not for me. And yeah, that's how that cookie crumbled. In kind of align with that, something else that is not marketed towards me at all, ColourPop is launching their Golden Mega palette, which is one of their big 25 pan palettes, and it's supposed to be kind of goldy. There's quite a bit of browns. Now I have been watching, like, you know, videos here and there lately, and people have been saying that these ColourPop 25 pan palettes are not as big as Morphe palettes. I always assumed they were. I never actually bought one, so I don't know, but that kind of gives me a little bit more perspective. I feel like they're big palettes are kind of probably somewhere near the size of maybe like the Natasha Denona 65 pan palettes or $65 palettes. So that kind of allows me to not feel as annoyed that the palette is actually big, but then just annoyed that the palette has way too many shades that are arching. It's basically the same shade, you know. But you know, it's not for me, and I will keep my money because it's not for me. Natasha Denona, she came out with her own range of liquid blushes, but these are serums. And for me, that word serum, it ain't for me. It's not for me. In addition, the description says a silky liquid blush serum hybrid to achieve an easy, soft, natural flush of color. Tinted glow, soft and creamy, buildable formulation with skincare infused technology. Your girl don't like nothing when it comes to blush about no soft, natural flush of color, tinted glow. What? That's not gonna work on me. It's not the way that I apply makeup. It's just it ain't. No. So I'm good. I'm good. I haven't heard anybody talk about these, but then again, I've really not been in the YouTube world. I've been clocked out at least for a week. And I'm just now watching videos here and there, literally. So maybe I'll watch a couple videos, and if they, you know, seem to be good, maybe I'll pick up one or two, you know, randomly. But I'm definitely not going to be one of those people that's reviewing them this month, like I'm sure a lot of people are. But this has become available. It was available May 26th. So I'm sure all the reviews are already out and I just missed them. Be Perfect is doing a collaboration with, what is her name? Jacqueline Osborne. And I believe I have a photo later on with all of the stuff. I will put it up here. I remember there were quite a few posts about this collection, and there are a lot of things in this collection. Is this the one? No. So it's a lot. It's a huge collection, not something that I'm interested in. I know this is only just a bronzer. Sorry, I'm mixing up collaborations that Be Perfect is doing. So she's coming out with a bronzer, but it's not going to fit my complexion, which is fine. She's not my complexion, so I don't expect it to fit mine. But it would be nice if this is something that is very popular for them to come out with a range, and then maybe I will pick one up. Since I already was talking about the other collaboration, let's just go and talk about it. And this is Be Perfect collaborating with Vivine. And they have a huge palette what looks to have glitters, matte eyeshadows, some shimmers, some highlighters, a bronzer, a blush, a black, and a white. It's a lot. It's a lot. It makes sense if you only buy one palette and you pan that palette to Kingdom Come. But if you're somebody like me who has a collection that just won't stop, it just doesn't make sense. It makes no sense at all. So yeah, I'm going to easily pass on both of those collaborations with Be Perfect at this current juncture. CXC has come out with Beauty Refined Radiant Bronzers. They are already launched at this point, and they came out with 25 shades, which I really love. They launched for $18 each, and I'm really interested in trying these. So I think what the owner of this brand was really aiming to do was to give you different undertones with very similar ranges in each undertone. So there's a range for neutral, there's a range for red, there's a range for, I guess, warm, like orangey ones, and then there's a range for neutral warm, and then there's a range for olive. So I really appreciate that. I feel like I would probably go back and forth between a couple of these shades. So I definitely want to get maybe 3 of those bronzers and try them out. I just really appreciate the diversity and the availability. There may be people who love neutral tone bronzers. There may be people who want an olive toned bronzer, and I'm just excited to try it. I would love to hear how you are. Soph Does Nails is also doing, I think, her 3rd collaboration with Makeup Revolution. In this collaboration, she has an eyeshadow palette, she has 3 highlighter duos, and she has some lip products as well. Congrats, of course, to yet another person I'm talking about today who is collaborating on products. It's gonna be an easy pass for me. It's not, the palette's cute. Same with the eyeshadow or the highlighter duo, but I just don't need it. And she also came out with a miniature palette that is using the most popular shades from I think her second collaboration. So I think overall she's doing good, but like it's just nothing that I personally need. So I am gonna personally pass. Then we got Huda Beauty. I think I talked about this the last time I had a I did a must gag, and she did a new line which is Glowish, and she came out with bronzers. I said I was probably going to pick one up because I love bronzers, but I'm not convinced. I've seen a couple of videos and a lot of people aren't that impressed on the bronzer. I think more people are impressed over the skin tint, and even then it doesn't seem like that's a really consistent love. And for me, I want to love it. So we'll see. I think this is something that if I ever find myself in a Sephora store, I will look at, maybe swatch it if we can ever get back to the moment where we can swatch things. But until then, I think I'm going to just chill out because there are more indie brands such as CXC that I talked about two minutes ago that I'm actually more interested in their bronzers than this Huda Beauty one. Oh Lord, Valentino is coming out with makeup. Child, I don't got Valentino money. I can't even afford to say the name, okay? So this is going to be easy pass on the whole range, everything. I do appreciate that their liquid foundation seems to be a decent range, but their like cushion foundation is only like 5 shades or something crazy. But overall, like it just is too expensive for me to even look at, say, I'm gonna pass. Melt Cosmetics has relaunched their nude range, and they've added some very interesting names for the range. I have enough nudie browns. That's pretty much the main nude that I pick up and I actually wear. So I am going to easily pass through this. And yeah, if you need a neutral shade, I mean, I guess, but if I were you, I would look at the names before you buy to ensure that you're willing to tell people what you have on your mouth if people ask. Nomad Cosmetics sneak peeked and launched their latest palette, and the palette is called their national, what is it called? It's called the America's Park palette, talking about basically inspired by all of the national parks in the US. I think that that is a cute inspiration. I even think the color scheme is cute. I'm a little side-eye worthy of the like marble shades. I'm wondering what's going on there. I feel like they had that same situation in one of their last palettes, I think, if I remember correctly. And just overall, like, I think it's cute. I really do. If I happen to have it, I feel like I'd be able to do some decent looks. But I also kind of in the back of my head feel like I already have all of these shades from Nomad Cosmetics. And so I just don't think right now I can afford to do it. And yeah, I'm just not gonna force myself to. So that's gonna just be an easy pass for me. XX Revolution has also come out with a new bronze collection, and I only want to talk about this for the sheer fact that they have cream bronzers. They only have 3 shades, so that's a disappointment. But the one shade that is in the like picture, I feel like looks halfway decently dark. So I'm curious if that is the darkest one or the lightest one. But either way, I love that so many brands are taking the time to do like these Touche Éclat Tan de Chanel equivalent bronzers. I really like it and I'm interested. I will say on that note, the what is the brand? Chanel? The Chanel bronzer, they actually did come out with the darker shade, and there is somebody that I follow here on YouTube, and she demoed it, and I think she's maybe 1 or 2 shades lighter than me in the Fenty foundation. And it did show up on her. So take that as a grain of salt. For me, I'd rather spend my money trying other brands multiple times and potentially not getting it right than buy that one and it definitely don't do what it's supposed to do. Oh, child, I feel like we are just getting started and we have so much left to talk about. Oh my gosh. Okay, ColourPop has also come out with some new products for their sister brands. They have come out with a body polish and a body cream. I think this is helpful if, like, let's say you need to buy something on ColourPop's website and you also are running low on a body moisturizer or a lotion. That would be really helpful to just throw that in your package. You get, you know, up to the minimum, and you also get a product that you need as well. So I appreciate the fact that they're expanding their range in a more useful manner, other than like coming out with all of these like glow oils, stuff that people are gonna fry themselves with when they can actually go outside and all that jazz. So for me, I appreciate this, but this is not something that I'm gonna pick up. I honestly almost always forget to put lotion on me, so buying something like this would be it would be stupid, and I haven't bought ColourPop in like 3 years. So yeah, that's that. Makeup by Mitchell has come out with his Blush Bronze collection, where he has 8 shades for cream bronzer. I want one of these. I've been eyeing it. I just have not pulled the trigger, mainly because I'm really trying to be good with makeup this month. I really want to buy, like I said, I'm low on some skincare and I'm low on some hair products. I really want to buy those first, and then see what is left, and then potentially buy something later when it comes to makeup. So this is definitely something that I will be picking up, very similarly to the CXC bronzers that I am very interested in as well. So stay tuned. This might find its way in, you know, my cream bronzer week. Like I said, I have a lot of cream bronzers that I feel like I need to talk about and I'm very interested in talking about. And I love putting cream bronzer on. That's one of those steps that I pretty much do religiously, and I've had to remind myself not to do these last 7 days when I was doing bronzer hunt on the powder, because I wanted you guys just to see the powder by itself with no help. So yeah, keep that in mind. I will get through these cream bronzers. Like, I've already finished one cream bronzer and I'm making dents in others, you know, so just keep that in mind. Manny has come out with something else for his Lunar beauty line, and this is an updated version of Life's a Drag. Basically, before he had, you know, a half neutral, half colorful palette, and this is pretty much the same thing. It's just bigger. This is still not something that I am interested in, but I appreciate that he did not just like discontinue it and then forget about it. I appreciate that he brought it back. It is $48, and what I will say is his range, I have not found a palette that I have personally not liked. All the palettes that I have from him, which I believe I have 2 palettes, I enjoy both of them, and I also do hear good things about his lip glosses. I haven't tried them personally, but I've heard good things. So overall, I would recommend the palette in case you are interested, but it's just not something for your girl. I like a little bit more color, and I like a more interesting color scheme. This is just very basic for me. KVD Beauty has come out with a palette. It is 14 shades and it is basic. It is basic, it is boring. I get now that they're not trying to be as edgy when it comes to color, but I feel like they're trying to be edgy when it comes to like packaging and stuff like that. That's cool, but like it's once again not me. I like color. I like more inspiring color schemes, which is why I picked this up, because it was an inspiring color scheme to me. This is not. This is boring. I have this, so I'm going to continue to pass. Spectrum, they are coming out with a core cosmetics collection where they have pot cream blushes, a mascara, a glow mist, and a glow primer. For me, you know, the colors of the cream blushes are cute. This is definitely a range in creams that I gravitate towards. I put a lot of dents in mine. I have a cream blush on today, no powder, and this is from Danessa Myricks. It's one of her 2B ones. But for me, in the pot, how are you supposed to get the product out? Are you supposed to use your finger? Are you supposed to try and dig it out with the tip of a sponge? Half the time I can't be bothered to wet my sponge. So it just seems like a lot of work for a $25 product that is probably going to sit in my drawer. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass. Shea Beer Cosmetics. Shea Bear Cosmetics is coming out with a palette inspired by 80s and 90s arcade and neon lights. I wanted to talk about this just because I think it's a cute color scheme. I think it's nice. Is it like revolutionary, something that I can't live without? Yeah, no. But I like it. I think it's cute. So, you know, in case you're interested, I think it'll definitely work on somebody in my complexion. It's all colorful shades and they're quite deep and rich. So yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote on that one. Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics. So there are quite a bit of things coming out. Actually, let's talk about all of these. I'm going to talk about these real quick and then we'll dive in further. Jaclyn Hill came out with her blush collection. Norvina came out with a volume 5 collection, and then Hyram is coming out with his own brand. If I remember correctly, he blew up during COVID times because he is like a skincare professional or something. So I don't follow him, I don't know about him, but I remember hearing quite a few people talk about him. So I believe that's the situation. Now let's dive a little bit deeper. Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics, like I said, came out with her Bad and Rouge collection, which is all about blush. So you have liquid blush, you have sticks, you have blush palettes, powder blush palettes, you have a lip cushion, and you have luminous rouge products, which are the loose blush powders. For me, the only thing I would be halfway interested in are the cream stick blushes, but I'm gonna say I'm probably not gonna pick them up. I may pick one up. I may throw it in an Ulta cart, which actually I need to buy some stuff from Ulta very, very soon. I may throw one in an Ulta cart, but it's not gonna be something that I'm gonna be like actively buying by itself right now separate. I think some of the shades are really cute and cool, but like nothing I can't live without. Then we go into ABH and the Norvina 5 palette. And this just looks boring. It looks so boring. I get it. It's purple. Cuckoo, shoo. But it's boring. It's boring. E4, which is like a brownie orange. Why isn't that more of a pigmented orange? Why isn't it more contrasting? I get it. Norvina loves purple. I love purple, but I find that if you're too one note and you don't have something interesting, whether it's texture, variety, something, the palette's gonna be boring overall, and that palette just seems boring to me. So easy pass for me. And on top of that, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the palettes in that formula, or the formula of those palettes. I have one and it's okay. I really keep it because I really love the lime green shades in there, but other than that, I really honestly could throw it away. Patrick Ta has also come out with a new collection where he's come out with his first eyeshadow palette and gel liners. With this eyeshadow palette, there are 2 cream bases in there, and then the rest are, you know, matte and shimmer eyeshadows. I think that this is a very interesting concept. I feel like the first person that I knew that has done this in a palette was Huda Beauty, and a lot of people were up in arms because she did not have something to cover the cream. He has something to cover the creams in his palette, so I already think he is above and beyond better than what she did. The actual color scheme though is boring to me. It's boring. Don't get me wrong, I thought it was cute. I really do think it's cute, and if it's something where like I somehow pan and finish up all of my neutral palettes, I probably would pick this up. But that's probably never going to happen because I almost never reach for my neutral palettes. I like them. I keep them for the occasion that I want to reach for them, but I almost never do. And then when it comes to the gel liners, they're $26. I have quite a few gel liners. These are in the nudier range, so I appreciate that, but like right now I just don't need it, so I'm just gonna keep going. Sephora is officially pushing through and still going into Kohls stores, and effective August 1st, it looks like you're really gonna start to see them in store in Kohls. So that's interesting. I do have a Kohls near me, so I'd be intrigued to see if that Kohls actually has a Sephora in there. Honestly, I couldn't tell you the last time I went into there, but like if there's a Sephora there, I'll probably go there more regularly just because it's closer to me than any other Sephora in my area. We still got so much to go. Okay, Makeup by Mario has come out with his next collection, and it is called the Soft Sculpt Collection 03. So the powder blushes, I don't really reach for powder blushes, and I'm not really intrigued by any of those shades, so that's an easy pass. The highlighters, don't really care about highlighter right now, easy pass. The bronzers, I haven't heard the best things about, so I'm on the edge. The cream bronzer and the cream blush though, I am intrigued by both of those. I may pick up one of each and just try it out, but you know, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm not running to get any of this stuff, but if I'm making an order and they're in stock, I may pick it up, test it out, and go about my business. Becca Cosmetics seems to have already prepared to launch a new product, and this is for Pride, and it's called High Angel. So this is their iridescent one-of-a-kind highlighter inspired by their best-selling opal shade to reflect the beautiful iridescent one-of-a-kind light that is you. It's $38, and they have partnered with the Trevor Project to donate $50,000. I'm confused. Becca's supposed to be going out of business, but they're still collaborating and donating. How are you going out of business? Most likely because you're not making money, but you're still finding a way to donate a whole bunch of money. I'm confused, but it is what it is. It's Pride. A lot of people seem to find their queer associations real quick in the month of June. Morphe is coming out with a very similar eyeshadow palette, brushes, and a mirror for Pride. Honestly, I like the mirror, but that's mainly because I just really want a mirror right now. I feel like I'm always arching over to get to my little mirror on my desk, and it's a bit much. But I mean, I'm not gonna pick anything up. I don't really mess with Morphe at all. And the eyeshadow palette, there's like one row that I'd be interested in. Like those bottom, no, the third and fourth row, if that was like that by itself, it was a palette, I'd probably buy it. But other than that, no. Patrick Starr is coming out with more products in his brand, which is One Size, and they are eyebrow products. So he's coming out with a nourishing tinted brow gel and a defining pencil. I think he also has a clear brow gel as well. So I'd be interested actually to try his brow gel, and I only say that because I find that any gel that I have that's in like a tube like this, my brows still droop some part during the day. Like even now, I'm sure if I looked close enough, my brows aren't standing where they once were at one point. Granted, I've been avoiding my wax. My wax does a lot better of a job, but like, it would be nice to just have it in a gel formulation. So I'd be very intrigued to see what the reviews are for this. And if they are good, what I'd probably do is pick up the clear one and try that out because I would just be really into it. So yeah, I'm interested, but I'm not running to pick it up. Glamlight is coming out with their equivalent version of NYX glitter glue, and it is for $10. I already have NYX glitter glue. No, I'm sorry, it's not NYX glitter glue. It's an eyeshadow base. I already have a decent eyeshadow base, and if I'm looking at the shades that they have kind of squiggled at the bottom of this, none of those look like shades that I would want. I already have a shade that is pretty much my skin tone from Playing by Makeup by Yolando, and I really like that shade, and I really like the formula, so I'm probably not gonna pick this up, although I still have yet to pick up anything from Glamlight. So who knows, maybe if they finally do a sale and have a product that I'm really interested in, I may throw that in the cart. Another brand coming out with cream blushes is Dominique Cosmetics, and I'm actually very intrigued. I heard decent things about her cream highlighter, and the only reason I didn't pick it up is because I have a very equivalent thing from Danessa Myricks, so I didn't feel the need to pick up both. And also I just don't pick up my cream highlighters very often, but I do pick up my cream blushes, and I'm very intrigued by that natural rose shade. I think it'll be really nice on my complexion, so I may pick this up. This is already available. If it's still in stock, I'll have it down below for you guys. Glossier is coming out with an eye glow product with like a shimmery eyeshadow, but it's supposed to be sheer. I don't get that. I don't get why you would want a sheer product. I feel like it would be better for them to just make a normal eyeshadow that somebody can sheer out instead of a product that is already sheer that you cannot build up because it'll get cakey on your eye. For me, it doesn't make sense. I'm not going to do it. No. Lancome is coming out with an ultra wear all over concealer. I need a concealer. I am down to the wire when it comes to concealers. I have two, and I'm finessing with the lightest one. The darkest one is basically a cream bronzer. I can't do anything with that under my eyes. So I need a concealer to have as backup for when the concealer that I have right now runs out. Granted, I don't wear makeup too often that like it's gonna be something where like I wear it and it runs out today and then tomorrow I can't wear makeup, because that's just not a thing. But I like to have at least one backup always just ready, even like with mascara, which I need to get another mascara as well. And I find that Lancome does their base products really well. But for me, I'm going to have to pass because this is full coverage. I don't like full coverage. I feel like it's just too heavy on my face. I feel like it clogs my pores. And that's another reason why when I was first starting in with makeup, my skin was just not doing right or doing well at all, was just because I was trying to put so much full coverage on to cover up the acne, but the acne was having trouble going away because my pores were so clogged with the full coverage stuff. So that's how that went. Melt Cosmetics is coming out with a Burn It palette. No. It's a neutral brown palette that I honestly could care very little about. And I'm fine. I'm fine with the couple of melt palettes that I already have. Holo Taco is also coming out with more holographic products. And my thing is, I'm just trying to understand how this is different than all of her other collections. Don't get me wrong. When I watched the video and Christine swatches them, I'm like, oh, it is so different. But I truly don't see the difference. And yeah, these are cute, but like nail polish is definitely one of those categories in beauty that like when I had the money, or I thought that I had the money, I was willing to buy it. But now that I know I don't have the money, I'm not really pressed to buy it. So yeah, that's that. Glamlight is also collaborating with Michaela Makeup. Whew, Lord. And I think the palette is cute. It's very bright with a splash of neutrals. Decent, I think, variety between mattes and shimmers. But have I tried Glamlight? I still haven't tried them, and this palette's not going to be it. It's not going to really drive me to really be interested in the palette or the collection or the brand, any of it. Makeup Revolution is also doing a collaboration with Bratz. I've never had a Bratz doll ever, thankfully, so super easy to pass for this. This is too big. I like the color scheme somewhat, but like it's too big and it's just not for me. Sydney Grace and Tim Talia. Like everybody, I have been waiting on the edge of my seat to see the full reveal, and they have shown it to us, and I truly and honestly don't know how to feel. I thought I was going to buy all of them immediately, and I say that because I truly love Sydney Grace's formula, and I truly love my collaboration that they did earlier last year with Mel Thompson, but I'm not really loving any of these color schemes. I think the one that I am most into, and I could kind of talk myself into, is the On the Horizon Deep version. But am I really invested enough to pick it up? I genuinely don't know. It's gonna be, every palette, it's gonna be $40, or you can get a bundle for $100. You can also use Tim Talia's code to get 15% off, and they launch June 18th at 9 a.m. PDT. I don't really know what PDT stands for, but yeah, that. I still have some time before I have to decide if I'm gonna pick this up. I may pick it up because by the time it actually gets to me, that'll probably be the one palette that I really play with in July. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna enjoy it and love it, but do I really want to take that from somebody who's like in love with it, when I could always wait for them to restock because I know they're going to restock? So I don't really know how I feel. I would love to hear what you guys feel. I do really appreciate though that she did a dark and a light version for both. But some of the versions, I just feel like, I don't know, like even on the Horizon dark version, the two browns mattes, they look very similar. Like, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. KKW Beauty. So she's come out with a camo collection. First of all, if you have the time, please go to Trim Mood. And maybe I'll be that person. I'm gonna be that person. First, let's talk about the makeup. The makeup is all basic, boring. It's a splash of green with some mustards and some browns in the eyeshadow palette. The cream eyeshadows I don't really do lip glosses. I don't like highlighters right now. So that's all easy to go through. Can we talk about this photo that Kim thought she was stunting on? What is she wearing? Why can't I see her pantyhose? Like, this is a discussion that I really need to have. Like, I'm confused. And then what is that on her legs? Like, why couldn't she have just worn jeans with the boots? Anyways, this is an easy pass, but I had to talk about her little outfit that she really thought she was stunting on. And if you have the time and you want to, please look at Trim Mood's comments. There are some comments, okay? Okay. ColourPop is also coming out with their new Neon Electric collection. They tend to come out with an electric collection every summer. It's cute, but like, I'm not interested. You have lip oils and then you have 5-pan palettes. I don't need any of it. Not a drop. Okay, I feel like we're closing in. Maybelline is coming out with a 4-in-1 Glow Perfector. I'm assuming this is going to be like some form of under eye concealer that has a whole bunch of things involved. Cool. I just have not had the best luck with Maybelline concealers, so I'm probably not going to personally pick this up, but you know, it may work for you. I don't have a really good, I have a really bad experience with their concealers. Sigma is also coming out with lip oils, and you know, I think that this is definitely a really good thing that's coming out right now. It makes perfect sense. It's summer, people are wearing masks. You're not gonna want your mask to be, or your lipstick or your lip gloss or your liquid lipstick to be rubbed off or just affected with your mask. So it makes perfect sense. But once again, I'm just not running to get it. Plus, I can't be bothered to honestly order from Sigma's website, or I would order a couple of their brushes because I love a bunch of their brushes and they get dirty so quickly. So yeah, that's that. Menagerie Cosmetics says that they are finally coming out with their single blush compacts, and I have been waiting since their blush palette came out so that I could get the 2 blushes that I really wanted in singles. So I am extremely ecstatic about this, and when they give an update about it, I will give you more, but they did at least show us the inside, and it's basically the blush palette graphic just marginalized and really shrunken, and I'm extremely excited about it. Okay, Artist Couture is coming out with a Supreme Bronze palette, and I know a lot of people are going to jump on this because quite a few people were up in arms about their original bronze palette. I think it's cute, but not something that I need. And I think they're coming out with something else. Oh, a perfecting oil. I don't need an oil from anybody. I'm good. So overall, easy pass for this. And I think this may be, no, I got 2 more left. So second to last, Playing in Makeup by Yolando is coming out with an Earthly Desires eyeshadow palette. I've really enjoyed their formulas on everything that I've tried, and I think this eyeshadow palette looks cute. If it was more condensed, I may have picked it up. I think for me, I really want my next palette from this brand to be a 9-pan. That's really where I'm at, but I've enjoyed their formula for their eyeshadow and their eye base and stuff, so I'm very excited to see where it goes from here. And I think the colors that they put in here are really good for people of my complexion or deeper to really get a nice neutral, deep, sultry look. And then the last thing I want to talk about is another cream bronzer, and this is from Saie, and this is in 4 shades. So they have medium, or light, medium, deep, and dark. It's going to be available at Sephora on June 14th. And it's a balmy type finish. So once again, really kind of pulling from the Chanel Day Chanel, Tan Day Chanel, Chanel. I don't know what it's called. So I'm really I'm excited, and I'm so excited. I'm gonna hopefully remember to put this photo on here as well. I think that I can get away with the deep bronze and not the dark bronze. So I'm just excited for all of the bronzers. So stay tuned for, you know, maybe 2 to 3 more bronzer weeks throughout this summer. Ooh, maybe that'll be good. I'll do a bronzer week each month throughout the summer, justifying all the bronzers that I want to pick up, because honestly that's the only thing I really care about, the bronzers, and then like splash in a cream blush every now and again, and your girl will be happy with her makeup purchasing, because I'm really enjoying going through my my old palettes and stuff, so I really don't feel like buying any new palettes. But anyways, this has been a long enough video. Sound off down below what you thought, what you need, what you can live without. I am still very much interested in the Victoria Beckham bronzing brick, and I think I finally talked myself into thinking that I can finesse the 04 shade, so I'm pretty confident that is going to be another purchase coming up this month. But any other things that you think I'll be interested in, please sound off down below. I'll finesse away if it's a bronzer to potentially pick it up this month. We'll see. And that's all I got for you guys today. I would love it if you guys would like and subscribe after watching this video. I am finally caught up, and we will be back on track for shorter videos next week. So yeah, I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye guys.